Welcome everyone again. We are here to start our discussion about a Residence Pathway to New Zealand webinar, which is primarily one of the options through the study visa pathways. We have Sun Liv with us, who is licensed immigration advisor. Before we introduce the panelists, just to give a heads up to everyone that RBS Intellect work with every institution which are actively working in international market for New Zealand. We work with all 8 universities, we work with all polytechnics in New Zealand, and we work with all major providers in New Zealand, which are recruiting students from various countries. Now, these are few logos which have been shared, but in all, we are working with 100 plus education providers in New Zealand, which cover most of the sectors from schooling to university. Now, as for today's session, we have 2 panelists, and I'll ask Sun to introduce himself with a brief.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining in during the hot drinks weekends. My name is Sun Lim. I'm a licensed immigration advisor. I'm based in Auckland and I've been in New Zealand for about 20 over years. So yeah, besides immigrations, if you want to ask us anything, we try to help you and try to answer your questions.
Great. And for everyone, I'm Bharat Chawla. I'm Director of RBS Intellect. I'm roughly 20 years in this industry, working with various providers, working with various sectors. Have supported with my team roughly 18,000 students. So we are there to help you as much as possible today. We will try to make sure that we answer as many questions again. Just to give everyone a brief that RBS Intellect do not charge any fees for student visa application applied from offshore. Just to make sure that anyone joining this session, if you're working with our offices, there are 15 offices in 14 countries, we will be there to support you and help you out. Yeah, there can be some government charges, but very minimum, but I'm very happy to support on that too. Great. Now, giving a brief, I believe you all have seen New Zealand, you know where is New Zealand located, but we just, as a formality, we do a brief. New Zealand is, we call as the middle of the earth. We are roughly 12 hours to 14 hours from all major continents or major countries in the world. If you see, we are 3 hours away from Sydney. We are 11 hours from Southeast Asia, which is Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong. We're talking about China. We are 14 hours away to Beijing. We are 12 hours away from Los Angeles. We are 18 hours away from India, which is, there's no direct flight yet, but if there's a direct flight, the distance will be shortened. So technically, New Zealand is a waterlogged country. We are not landlocked. We are a bit more safer destination as what we see current the geopolitics area. So why to choose New Zealand? Me and Sun will be tagging also to make sure that we give you as many options, as many updates. So New Zealand roughly offer 5,500 programs at tertiary institution level. We have 8 universities. We have around 12 to 13 polytechnics. We are having roughly active 50 plus private institutions, but in total there are 500 plus private providers in New Zealand. We population is roughly 6 million 6 million people, which is comparatively smaller than a lot of cities in the world. We need more people in that case. Going around, we have we are ranked 3rd safest country in the world. Most of the time in last 2 decades, we are in top 5 countries in the world. And New Zealand was one of the first countries to start work while you study, which is in-study work right. Every student is allowed to work 25 hours while they are studying. And when they are on their term break or their Christmas break, they can work full time. And full time means more than 40 hours. Now, New Zealand do offer pathways to residence or migration through the study options. We will talk about that in detail. We have a lot more presentation on that to come in. Now, most of the institutions are ranked, which are universities are ranked in top 3% globally. All 8 universities of New Zealand are in top 500, which means that you are into a prominent sector or area of education. Now, New Zealand, apart from the great education sector, we are having a stunning landscape. We are also called Switzerland for eastern part of the world. Some beautiful sceneries, and again, it's a great um, way to get your education with some world-class adventure options like bungee jumping, skiing, surfing, and hiking. We have a lot of beaches in New Zealand for people who are coming from a landlocked country. Now, I believe I'm repeating again. If you have questions, please ask in the Q&A box. We will be covering all the questions. So keep putting the questions in. We will be making sure that we are covering or answering all the questions. Now, New Zealand education system is a Commonwealth education system. We are uh, similar to a lot of Asian countries or Commonwealth countries. New Zealand offer master's, doctoral, postgraduate certificate, or a bachelor's qualification. Only a small addition in the whole structure is that we are we call them as levels, level 1 to level 10. Level 1 to 3 certificate, which are also called the schooling side of New Zealand. 5 6 are actually 1 year to 2 year diploma options or certificate options. We have level 7, which is bachelor's degree or a degrees or a graduate diploma, which are actually a pre-master's qualification. Level 8 is a postgraduate diploma or a first year of master's. Level 9 is master's degree, which is 2 year, and level 10 is a postgraduate or a PhD qualification or doctoral degrees. Now, it's a similar slide, but in a different format. You can see various institutions which can offer what level of qualification. So if we talk about institution like universities, primarily they offer between level 4 to level 10. Polytechnics, which used to be called at New Zealand Institute of Skills and Technologies, mentioned as they offer between level 1 to level 10. We have private training providers which offer majorly between level 1 to level 9. And we have secondary schools, though they offer from year 5 to 18, which is K-12, but primarily level 1 to 3 are where the NCAs come in the picture. Now, at the same time, when we talk about the language requirement, New Zealand offers, it requires multiple language options to be covered. Or if you have studied from UK, US, Canada, Australia, or Ireland, you can be waived with your English levels. Or in some countries, when they have done studies at um, at certain boards in that country, they can be waived off. Now, we will talk about that in detail when you have queries. Now, if you see level 10 is PhD, which is 7 band in each module, 7 band, no one less than 6.5 or 7. When you go to certificate, it's 5.5. So at least we need 5.5 band, no band less than 5, equivalent IELTS to start with, or PTE, or relevant qualifications. Now, RBS Intellect counselors normally provide you details about which courses we have which requirement. All our counseling are free. We give brief details about what options you have when you send your document to us. Now, Sun, you want to take this slide?
Yes. Okay. Basically, most of you will be interested to study, not just to come here to study. Of course, you want to know what happened to you after your study. So it's very important that to know that currently New Zealand offer the most transparent residence pathway from study to work and then to residence. So basically, you have the opportunity to come here to work, especially after your study, depending on the level of study. If you do a master degree, you are eligible for a 3 year post-study work visa, and this currently is the most popular pathway. Of course, you can come here and do a bachelor degree or graduate diploma. There are some options or some eligibility for post-study work visa as well. And some of the program or some of the level of study, you're allowed to bring your spouse, for example, master degree or some of the qualifications that are listed on the green list. So you're allowed to bring your spouse while you study. When your spouse are here, they can bring your children as well. Okay, so they will enjoy the children free educations while you're studying. And in New Zealand, we are quite multicultural. I mean, if you have been to New Zealand, you know that New Zealand is one of the most diverse because we have our native people, Maori people, we have the Europeans and Asians. Asians currently, especially in Auckland, we have around 20% of population are Asian of descent. So it's a very multicultural society, and it is a very welcoming compared to other countries like Australia or US. Next. Okay, so most of you will be interested after what happened after your study. And perhaps some of you may have known that currently our resident pathway hinges a lot on your qualification as well as your ability to get a job in New Zealand. So post-study work visa would give you this opportunity to actually enter a New Zealand job market. Why post-study work visa is important is because when you finish, you're able to work, especially if you are holding an open work visa, the employer does not need to engage immigration. They can employ you straight away, even whether they are accredited or non-accredited, doesn't matter, because if you have open work visa, you have the right to work. Okay. So basically, if you are doing PhD 10, level 10 or master degree, you're eligible for 3 years post-study work visa. And these are open work visa. The same is the postgraduate diploma and bachelor degrees. So if you're doing a 3-year bachelor's degree in New Zealand, you're eligible to have 3 years post-study work visa. Remember, this is open work visa. The benefit of open work visa is that there's no restrictions of what type of job you're doing. You may not get the skill job or the exactly uh, job that relevant to your study or your experience. Doesn't matter. You can still work because it's an open work visa. Okay, so that is the major advantage. And one thing that you need to also bear in mind is that post-study work visa in New Zealand do not have age limit. In Australia, when you finish and you're around 35 years old, you will not be eligible for graduate graduate visa. Okay, so that is a big advantage, big difference. Okay, some of you may be already closing to 30 or 35. By the time you finish your study in Australia, you will not be eligible for post-study work visa. But in New Zealand, there's no age limit. Even up to 65 years is okay. But if you are thinking of residence, just bear in mind there's an age limit of applying for a residence that is 55 years old. Besides bachelor, postgraduate diploma, or master degree, if you are doing any non-degree, like any non-degree which is level 7 or lower, so long as the qualification is specified on the green list, you're also eligible for post-study work visa. But this post-study work visa is not open post-study work visa. It's restricted. You can only work in the area of your study. Okay, so just be careful or just be aware of that. But if you talk to our counselor, we'll explain that to you. Okay, so again, a lot of people misunderstand. It must be the qualification mentioned on the green list, not the occupation. So for example, if you say you see the software developer and then you're studying IT, but Bachelor of IT is not listed, or diploma in IT is not listed on the green list, because that qualification is very important. Okay, next.
Can I add
So
here,
what are,
can I add something here is that,
yeah,
I mean, one thing Sue mentioned about compared to Australia. So if you are seeing that in Australia, you need to do a 2-year master's to get a post-study options of 3 years to 4 years. Whereas in New Zealand, you can get a 3-year post-study work option on 1-year master's also. And in New Zealand, there are a lot of taught master's option for students coming from various countries. So just giving heads up here is that they comparatively New Zealand have a lot different policies come to Australia, or much supportive policies to Australia, if I say that.
yes.
Now,
Okay, now,
yeah, over to you.
yeah.
Over to
So
you.
most people will ask us what are the things that they're required in terms of getting a student visa. I think most importantly, you must have an offer. We'll get you an offer, and we can help you to apply for institution and get an offer of place. And this is all done through RBS. It's free, so we'll guide you. When we come to applying visa, that's very important that you need to demonstrate that you are a bona fide applicant. That means you must have a ability to go back to your country, and must have strong tie to your countries. Okay, and you need to pay a tuition fee. But our process is that you don't pay the tuition fees when you are applying for a student visa. It's only after your visa has been approved in principle, then only you pay the tuition fees. Okay, so this is something different from other countries. And there's a financial undertaking. For example, you are not earning or you don't have enough funds, but your family members are supporting you, then they need to provide a financial guarantee in the form of a financial undertaking. Or if you know someone in New Zealand or they are New Zealand residents, they can sponsor you as well. And besides that, you need to meet all the health and character requirements. Okay. These are very simple requirements to apply for a student visa. And if you're applying to us, it's free. We can help you and guide you to apply for a student visa for free. All you need to do is to pay the immigration fees, which is around $850. Okay,
Great.
next.
Yeah, and just to add that, guys, the team we run behind, we work with you for selecting the course, applying the offer letter, um, and then moving towards how to get the financial ready, and then lodging the visa on your behalf. So it's a 3 to 4 months journey. Make sure that we are together working towards that. It's easier.
Yep. So just an overview of what are the current skill residence pathway available. Currently, there are three pathways. One is what we call SMC, Skilled Migrant Residence Pathway. This is the most popular, and majority, I think, around 80 to 85% of this of the applicants are fall under this category. Of course, we also have a green list. If you are a very highly skilled in terms of in healthcare or in teaching or in engineering, and it's possible to come under this pathway as well. And the last one is a cable force, but currently cable force the is dwindling in terms of the opportunity because there are too many care workers currently in New Zealand, and you can still try. Just that I think we are not going to focus on these two because it is all under a different scheme. Okay, so we will talk about skilled migrant resident pathway and greeners pathway next. Okay, this is the current study to resident pathway. If you look at this, some of you may have been aware. Currently, if you want to apply for residence under skilled migrant category, you have to have 6 points. Okay, how do you get 6 points? Currently, if you have a master degree or if you come here to study a master degree, you get 5 points after you graduate, but you still need to get another points. And how do you get that points? It's through skill employment in New Zealand. Remember, we told you that after your master degree, you're eligible for 3 years post-study work visa. During the 3 years, if you work 1 year, you just need 1 year skill employment. It has to be skill. Skill means that it has to be an occupation classified as skill level 1 to 3, and it has to be paid medium wage. Okay, so if you are doing a postgraduate diploma, you get 4 points, and you need 2 more points. Okay, but this will be changed. It will even faster and easier after August. The government has already announced that, and we will talk about that in a short while. So besides that, we have green list pathway. Green list pathway, we have tier 1 and tier 2. Basically, tier 1 means that the moment, for example, teachers, primary school, secondary school teachers, nurses, if you study Bachelor of Nursing, the moment you finish and if you get a job which is considered skill and meet the medium wage, you apply for residence straight away. You don't have to wait. You don't have to work for another year or 2 years or 3 years. So this is what is meant by tier 1. Of course, we also have tier 2. Tier 2 means that if you are working in the tier 2's occupation and you meet the tier 2's requirement, you need to work for 2 years. So under the green list pathway, we don't talk about points. We talk about you meeting the requirements. Okay, next. Okay, this is the changes. What are the changes? Okay, so the good news is that if you are doing a master degree in New Zealand and there's some cash, you need to have a recognized bachelor degree as well. Some people do master degree without having a bachelor degree. It is possible. We also offer that, but you will not get 6 points immediately. So PhD and master degree from New Zealand will give you 6 points from August onwards. All you need to do is that you need to find a skill employment. You do not require another points or another year of a skill employment in New Zealand. So this is a, 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 a step up, a new incentive for more people to come to New Zealand. And that's why it currently, even at the current setting, we receive a lot of people applying for master degree. But now with this new incentive, I believe there will be even more people interested in doing master degree in New Zealand. We don't encourage people to do doctorate because doctorate degree take at least 3 years. And 3 years, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to pass. You'll be able to successful in completing your thesis. And doctorate PhD is overqualified. The only job that probably available would be in as an academician, as a lecturer. But we have lots of lecturers already. So we encourage people to do master degree. All right. So this is the new incentive. So if you are doing a bachelor in New Zealand or honors or postgraduate diploma, now the good thing is that if you do bachelor degrees honors, you are likely to get 4 points. Okay, you are likely to get 4 points and you only need another 2 points. Okay, so all this are being has been announced, but the actual policy is not out yet. So we can only tell you the idea, the framework of doing it. So in detail, how is it done? How is this being carried out? How these points are being scored? We have to wait until August. So what we are saying is that in the coming months, if you come here to study, you're likely to be eligible for higher points, faster pathway to residence. This is what the government want because the current setting, it's taking a bit too long for some of the students to get residence, but the government listened and they decided to make it faster. And that's why they increase the points if you are doing study in New Zealand. But if you are not doing study in New Zealand, your points will remain and you will take longer times. Okay, this is why we encourage people to come here to study. Okay, next. So what about your partners? What about your dependents? If you are doing a master degree or higher, your partners are eligible for work visa. This is a very, very advantageous. Why? Because while you study, your partner can actually work because your partner will come in as a worker, as a partner of a student work visa, which is an open work visa. They can work any job, whether skilled job, non-skilled job, but at least your partner can support you. Okay. Or if you are doing a qualification that's specified on the green list, okay, remember the qualification, not the occupation. So if you are doing a qualification that is mentioned on the green list is Appendix S13. There are two parts. One part is talk about occupation, the other part is talk about qualifications. Okay, then your partner will be eligible to come here to work as will be eligible for an open work visa. Why this is important? This is important because when your partner holding a partner open work visa, your children will be eligible to come here to study as a domestic students. Remember, you are studying. Your children cannot be dependent on you, and they can only dependent on your partner. Okay, so this is very important. Your partner is holding an open work visa, then your children is dependent on your partner, and they are eligible for to come here as a domestic student, which is free. They can come here to study primary, secondary school free. Only primary, secondary school. If they are over the age of secondary, then they have to enroll in fees-paying courses like diploma or degree. So talk to us, and then we can guide you. We can explain to you how this works and how this one person coming to study, the whole family will be here. And remember, after your study, you have another 3 years post-study visa. So realistically, the whole family will be enjoying benefit, living and studying and working in New Zealand for 4 to 4.5 years. Okay, this is why New Zealand now is the most popular destination for international students. We have students calling us from US, from South America, from Asia, from East Asia, even from Pacific Islander, from Fiji and all that. So if you are interested to apply for residents in New Zealand, coming here is the best. It's a most proven and easiest pathway for residents. There's a lot of advantages. Okay, so next. Okay, besides RBS, what we do in RBS is besides giving you options and counseling on what to study, how to do it, how to get your visa, because we have a team of immigration advisor as well. We also organize, in fact, we have organized quite a number of career coaching sessions to help you to get jobs. Sometimes you may not be able, you're new in the market, you're new in New Zealand, you need to know how to get job, where to get job. Sometimes getting a job is not just applying or submitting your CV, but you need to do some networking. You need to do some preparation. You need to know some nuances, some local lingo, the local what they call customs, especially if you get a chance to interview with the local employers. How do you interact with them? Okay, we have a professional coach who have vast experience, more than 20 years experience in doing recruitment services. So they are here. We can provide you a free one-time coaching sessions. Okay, we have done for a lot of community from Sri Lanka, from Nepalese, and from Indian community, as well as the Asian communities. Okay, we have office in Auckland, so we'll invite you. If you are our students, we invite you and come and to our coaching session. So to understand what is the best way of getting a job is very important. Okay,
But at the
next.
same time, we do provide references to all the team members, or all the, not the team member, all the people who are coming to us. So we do take care of students, and currently we have a very strong and big team in Auckland. So there'll be a lot of support provided. So
Yeah,
I can
so
add to that. Yeah, soon over to you.
yeah. So you see, we have a team. These are only the five that you see, but we have another teams. We have LA from South America, based in South America as well. So we have two teams. There's another team which is ex-immigration officers who are based in India. They can do all the student visa for free. So if you require us to help you with the dependent visa and the partner visa, because you need to use LA when you're doing a dependent visa or partner visa, but we can help you. Talk to us, and then we can give you various options of how best suit your needs. Okay.
Great. Yeah, and I think we are going to Q&A first because we are all good on time. I mean, there is a huge team of 150 people at RBS and RBS Immigration, so there will be a lot to do. Now, apart from RBS, does for New Zealand also, we cover roughly 350 plus providers globally. We do support, again, multiple countries if you are looking for other uh, areas also. Now, we are starting the Q&A, and I can assure you there's a lot happening here. So let's go with start from Ella Saha. I mean, if you can put your name, guys, it'll be helpful because I can answer it accordingly. Ella, is PhD program more beneficial to get PR in New Zealand? Now, Ella, it depends upon how good and what area of research you're doing. PhD is always you get more points compared and points compared to other qualifications. But at the same time, the opportunities of job are in certain specific areas. So we always say that if you are a very high researcher and you've done a lot of publications, uh, possible PhD is much a better option. But if you are looking to do your first PhD and you've not done any publication, then masters by research or masters taught masters will be much beneficial. Soon, anything you want to add on this?
I think the most important things that you need to know, just as I have explained, there are two main elements to get a residence. That is your qualification. Yes, PhD give you the qualification point. Remember, master also will give you the same points, and the job. So you need to think about whether when you're holding a master degree and PhD, which qualification will give you a better job prospect. I would think master will give you a better job prospect. So that's why we encourage people to do master instead of PhD. And PhD take longer to finish. Don't forget that. Yeah.
Sure. We have Joyce. Hi, my daughter. She's a barrister and solicitor in Fiji. I want her to come to New Zealand. Is there any chance to undertake study in other fields? Yeah, Joyce. Yes, there are multiple options which are relevant to legal studies, or I mean, they can do further um, areas of specialization in legal field. we'll suggest if you can share this CV, we can recommend various qualification, and then we can have a 15 minutes to 20 minutes session with various options with your daughter. You're welcome into that. We have anonymous attendee. After completing my master's degree in hotel management from BIMS, do I need a job offer from an accredited employer that pays a median wage and specific skill job level? Over to you
Yeah.
soon.
Okay. Yes, of course. I already mentioned you need to have, if you're talking about getting a residence, claiming point for residence, you need to have a job. And open work visa allow you to get any job, whether accredited or non-accredited, doesn't matter. But by the time that you have enough points, you need to apply for residence. You make sure that your employer is accredited. So what happens is that if you are working for someone that who are not accredited, it's fine. But if they are giving you enough pay to meet the median wage, still go ahead and work with them, because you need to accumulate the one points skill employment. Okay. But by the time you are ready to apply, get your employer to help you and say, hey, I need to apply for residence. Can you get the business or get this company accredited? It's very fast. So yes, you need to work with the accredited employer at the time of applying for residence.
Great. We have Ajaz Shala. I do not see undergraduate engineering degrees generally. Um, 4-year course after schooling. So just there are 4-year engineering qualifications. There are double degrees, but New Zealand do primarily offer 3-year engineering qualifications. So again, there are some differences between how they're offered and how they're delivered. But like I said, there are options and opportunities in both the side. Um, is there any pre-master that can do if IELTS score is 6 and not 6.5? Yes, there are options of doing pre-masters leading to masters. We have a lot of students looking into that. There are positivities in visas when even coming from Bangladesh or other countries. Um, Suggestion will be we need to see the financials and other things, because um, these all things go hand in hand. It doesn't go straightforward in terms of visas compared to the IELTS score. Uh, I believe that helps the answer.
Yeah, I could just to add that some of the pre-master depends on if you meet the master requirement, but not in the English requirement. There's other option as well. Just do the English, and then there are certain online English that does not require you to do IELTS or PTE. Okay, so you can actually do a New Zealand NZCEL 5, which allows you to, once you finish, you are eligible to apply to go for master. But you can do it online as well, which is save you a lot of money.
Great. We're going to a question for someone who started using English as a medium of communication. Is IELTS a must? Um, Technically, depend upon which country you have studied English, what you have done. Um, on base of that, you can we can see the options of English IELTS is required or not. But if you're coming from certain Asian countries where the median of instruction was not, when even is English, it is not accepted. So primary countries are um, Australia, Canada, US, UK, Ireland, New Zealand. But if you've done certain boards in certain countries, so please share your CV. We can help you in that better. Now, if I'm doing bachelor's, then how many years work visa will my spouse get? So you want to answer that?
Okay, basically it depends on what type of bachelor. If your bachelor degree is actually mentioned in the green list, then your spouse is eligible. But if it's not, then unfortunately your spouse will not be eligible. So basically, if you are, depends on how long your visa. If your bachelor, say if you are doing a bachelor of nursing, okay, which is mentioned on the green list, and it's a 3-year course. But if you are only paying for 1 year fees, you get 1 year visa, your spouse will get 1 year. If you get 2 years, their spouse will get 2 years. But you can renew every year, and then your spouse will get to renew his or her spouse visa as well. Yeah, but not all bachelor's qualification allows you to bring your spouse, only certain bachelor degree.
Great. I'm from Bangladesh. Got 2 rejections from an agency. And when what's the percent of getting a visa after rejections from NZ? Uh, um, okay,
I think we have,
now
yeah. I think
okay. So you
we okay we yeah we have multiple. I just one of my proudest record is that I got a Pakistani who have three rejections from Australia. Okay. And I still managed to get him to come to New Zealand. It all depends on circumstances and how strong your submission is. Okay. So it is possible. But we need to look at your finances, look at your background, look at the reason of previous rejections, and there's any issues of providing misleading information. If it's not, if everything is clean, it's just because they are not believing you in terms of bona fide, come and talk to us. We can strengthen your submissions. Yeah.
Great. And again, do remember that there are ways the file have been lodged. So let us see the things. Okay, with Karma Eden. I'm currently working as a geography teacher. I aspire to do a double master's in environmental studies or climate change. Are there any courses available? I've been, Karma, there are a lot of courses options in these areas. Most of the universities offer in sustainability and environmental studies. Leaning to residence and pathway, my suggestion will be always check the specialization, what you're looking in, what are the job options are there. We will happy to do a particular career or a counseling session with you with the other background and options of jobs. So we have seen a lot of students taking like particularly water management or a kind of SDG goals management, and also there are some jobs because a lot of companies are looking how to make sure that they are adding value. But at the same time, what other areas you can be in terms of your teaching career also, because you have been teacher in last career, you can always go into studies which can link back to your teaching areas also. Concerning the skill pathway, I have a bachelor degree in medical lab science. Is this considered as a part of skill pathway? And how can I acquire certification to work in New Zealand? So, you want
Okay,
to
let me
answer?
answer this. Yes. Okay, we done a number of medical laboratory technicians. So basically, you need to be recognized by the Medical Science Council in New Zealand in order to practice as a lab technician or lab scientist. So if you are not quite meeting the council's requirement, maybe you want to come here and do some postgraduate study. There are certain postgraduate study that prescribed by the Medical Science Council that meet the requirements of being licensed as a medical laboratory technicians or scientists. So send us your CV, send us your academic record, and we can give you a better options.
Great. We go to the question. What is the job market of agriculture? Planning to do masters from Lincoln again. New Zealand agriculture is one of the top 5 GDP gainers of New Zealand, so you are into a right shape. I mean, if you're looking for Lincoln, one of the land-based universities is the one of the best university for agriculture courses. When if you're doing level 5 or you're doing level 9 or level 7, there are multiple opportunities coming in. I mean, there are a lot of students we support too on that. Nurul, I plan to do masters. Can I bring my children with me? As soon said yes, you can bring. Depend upon what's the age and what their level at. You'll be getting visa as a visitor or a dependent visa for schooling. If I'm wrong, student schooling visa.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, as I mentioned before, if you do master, you must first able to sponsor your spouse. If your spouse are coming, then your children can be dependent on your spouse. That is during a study. But after your study, the children can be dependent on you. That they don't have to be dependent on your spouse anymore. Okay. So yes, talk to us, email
uh,
to us, and then we'll give you more options.
Again, now they've been emails sent to you. Please email at hello@rbsintellect.com or info@rbsintellect.com, wherever you can. Um, it's a bit of journey. So I suggest to every student to make sure that don't choose and don't try to just save money or cut corners somewhere. Because what we see is that a lot of students come to us that they've chosen wrong course or chosen, I mean, kind of wrong provider also, wrong city also. So please be careful. It'll be helpful if we talk and discuss more. Now, we process more than 1,000 student visas in last 1.5 year. We are seeing there's a demand, but at the same time, we have seen a lot of students have I ended up into a wrong courses with a lot of other partners they are applying from. But again, suggestion is that please be careful whoever you apply with and whatever you do. Uh, Yes, this recording is available online. It'll be on YouTube after some time. I'm from Bangladesh. I have 5 in IELTS. Can I go through English courses? Onshore. Now, if you are in New Zealand, yes, you are welcome to apply English courses. But if you are offshore, my suggestion will be avoid going through English qualifications. It becomes a bit challenging for getting visa for English from Bangladesh. Now, we don't say that you can't apply, but it is challenging in that case because studying IELTS or PT is much easier or much cheaper compared to doing an English program in Bangladesh. Soon you want to add something here.
Yeah, this is not not advisable because you can do your IELTS or study your PT in Bangladesh, or alternatively, you can actually enroll online courses from New Zealand, but you save more money if you are doing that in Bangladesh because you save on the living cost as well. Remember, you need to have enough fund to come to New Zealand as well. So for Bangladesh, we don't advise you to do any onshore English courses unless you're already in New Zealand.
Great. I've got 6 points under the new rules, so we need to fulfill all the 3 requirements. If I enroll on a master's degree in the middle of this year, can I be eligible for new rules? When I have some answers soon, you want to answer something first.
Yeah, basically we still have to wait for the announcement or the sort not announcement, the actual policy to be published, to be released in August. This is what the immigration have told us that they will release it in August or start implementing it in August. But currently, based on the announcement, you have fixed 6 points. You need to work for and or you need to have, at least have an offer letter employment from an accredited employer.
Great. As I'm a single mother applying for masters, can get my child. For
Oh,
free
okay.
education. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
unfortunately,
please.
you can't. While you study, your child will not be able to come here to get because you remember you're a student, okay? For you're doing master, you cannot sponsor your child to come here to study. What we encourage people to do is that wait until you finish your study. When you get your post-study work visa, then your child can come and join you. So maybe you have to get your family member to look after your child during this 1.5 year. It's easier because you don't have to you have to look you remember you have to study, you have to complete, you have to perform well in your study, okay, otherwise you need to be able to graduate, so you can't take care of child and study at the same time. Let your family take care of your children first. After your study, when you get a post-study work visa, with the work visa, then they can come here and join you and study free. Yeah.
Great.
Right, next.
When we have covered the question also with the one parent and all, we have
Yeah.
enriched as in I already took IELTS 6.5, at least 6 band score. I would like to apply for Master's in Business Analytics. May I know how much is your assistance fees? I would like to start from July. Again, enrich, we don't charge any money, as you mentioned. For all the study visa application offshore, we don't charge, and there is kind of subsidized fees for the partners and the dependent visas. We are happy to discuss those things. We don't charge any fees even when you don't apply partnership or dependent cases through RPS. Though we do suggest it to go as a full package option, but we recommend it. So there is no cost. So you're welcome to share your CV with the team. They will give you multiple options, and we can go forward accordingly. Ejaz, Shella, are these dollars cost New Zealand dollars? Yes, we are talking about New Zealand dollars. So, roughly US dollars is half of New Zealand. It'll be easier if you, again, if you are counting as US dollar, it'll be much more beneficial. Prakash Sapa, my IELTS score is 6, no one less than 5.5. I've completed my master's degree in business studies in 2010, and I have 10 years genuine job experience. I wanted to study master's in accounting or any suitable course. When Prakash, you can study masters in accounting. Depend if when we just need to see what other documents and academics you have in more detail. It'll be good to know the good to know your age, what age you are in, so that we can manage the risk of which and what level you are in terms of your journey. But yes, for sure, you are able to apply for accounting. Now, coming on the IELTS, you have got six, which means that you have to go for pre-masters rather than a master's. But we will recommend if you can do another PTE or IELTS, it'll be cheaper and much better for you. But again, please share your document. I believe you're from Nepal. We just need to see what qualification you've done and where you've done your master's degree in Nepal or outside Nepal. No, certainly again, hello, I have to do a master's degree there. Can my spouse and dependent children be processed at the same time? Now, this is a very common question. We can process everyone's visa at time, but we don't recommend that. We suggest your visa will depend, when spouse and dependent children visa will depend upon study visa of a student. If your study visa is not approved, then you are in a kind of area where you are losing your other visas also of your dependent and spouse. So we always suggest, as and when you receive visa for your study to New Zealand, then only you apply for a dependent visa or spouse visa. Soon you want to add on this.
Yes, actually, what Bharat says is correct. We prefer you to get your visa first. Then, once your visa has been given approval in principle, then we'll apply for your spouse and dependent children. Unless if you are actually coming from a visa waiver country, for example, you're coming from Singapore, Malaysia, or Hong Kong, then we can do them together because many of our clients do them together because they have enough fund and they're coming from visa waiver country, which is we can apply all submit all this application together. But if you're coming from other countries, if you are confident that you get your student visa, definitely we can apply them together. But in general, in most time, we prefer or we encourage you to apply for your visa first before you apply for your spouse and children.
Great. We have got Shamil Roy. Is there any age bar for studying master's degree in New Zealand, even the study gap of 28 years? So Shamil, there is no age gap of study. We have just finished a visa for us, a person coming from Malaysia at 73 years doing masters. Now, age, even study gap of 20 years, you are working. If you're working, then there is no study gap to them. You're not sitting idle. The only question comes as your residence pathway. After age of 55, you can apply residency. So if you are below 55 and you have some time to complete your bachelor's and study, plus applying for a job, then it's a wonderful opportunity. But for study, there is no age limit.
Yeah, just now,
Sakura,
Bharat, just now you quote wrongly. The one who is 73 years old is from India, actually.
okay, sorry. I mean, I thought the Malaysian was 63
The
now.
Malaysian one is 65, no issue.
Yeah,
So,
great. So apologies for that. I mean, Sakura Gam, my field is not listed in the green list. If I finish master's degree, can I still apply for residence? Means, yes, you can, but soon can answer a bit more.
if your job is not in a green list, remember, green list is only very specific, only limited. Like at the beginning, I told you 85% of those who apply for residence under skilled pathway are under the normal skilled migrant category, not on the green list. Okay, so if you complete your degree here and you will get 6 points come August. All you need to do is that you get a job offer, which is considered skill. And this is very important. And it had to be dependent on your qualification or your past work experience. Okay. It doesn't have to be listed on the green list. It's not important. And majority of our students who come to this pathway and eventually they got their residence, they are not from the green list. We have one doctor who actually coming from Myanmar, and he's not doing a green list. He did a master degree. All right. After he finished, he get 3-year post-study work visa. During the 2 years post-study work visa, he worked in a hospital in a different field, not as a doctor. So it's not a green list. And after 1 year, given the current policy, he managed to get a residence. It's very easy. So long as you need to have a skill employment in New Zealand. Doesn't have to be on green list.
Great. Shamal Roy, I've been job experience and I'm FCA. Great, Shamal, very wonderful. Please share your CV. Will be helpful. Happy to discuss you. I mean, we will be sending invites, calendar invites to a lot of people from this webinar. You're welcome to book a time with our counselors or our licensed advisors, depend upon what case you're looking in. Now we have Karma Idan any masters by research related to geography subject. Again, Karma, there are options for you. My suggestion will be let's have a chat, take 15-20 minutes call, and then discuss, because it'll be easier to go in a bit more detail. Because I mean, this webinar we give you overview, but we are open for 15 to 30 minutes chat with everyone according to the time we are in. And there are a lot of people with RBS, so we are not only one or two people here. Um, Anup Sarkar, I'm Dr. Anup. I've done MBBS in Bangladesh. I've done my postgraduate diploma in public health management from India. I have more than 11 years work experience. Is there any option to get scholarship or master's program in health? Now, Dr. Anup, there are options in multiple courses and multiple universities. There are scholarship, which can be a partial scholarship. There is Manaki scholarship coming for New Zealand. You should have an offer letter from a university. By 31st March, you can apply for a full scholarship, which is the Manaki scholarship for masters only. Now, but at the same time, there are other qualifications um, which are not very expensive, which are relevant in health areas. We can recommend you that. When share your CVs on our email ID, will be helpful to go in. Joyce, I have postgraduate diploma and certificate in Masters in International Relations, diplomacy. How is it recognized in New Zealand? Um, Currently, I'm on a partnership work visa. Joyce, if you are in New Zealand, um, and you are so we will recommend you to either visit our Auckland office or welcome to meet and soon, and drop an email to us. Soon can drop an email to you. When soon, I can give email ID of soon. It'll be easier when you are in New Zealand. We just want to see what kind of visa you are in, and what you can take it forward with. So please, it'll be easier for us to apply. Anonymous attendee, I received information from RBS that after completing my master's degree, I'll be eligible for 5 points. From August onwards, I will be only need a job offer from accreditation when. It's the same question. Soon you want to off. Now, just remember that these 5 points are coming from a master's qualification. Now, and it's changing to 6 points from August. There is still a catch where your bachelor's is done in New Zealand or is done from overseas. So there will be more clarity coming in August on new policies. So just want to make sure that if you will get a post-study work right, keep looking for a job. You still need a full-time job, which is above median wage to apply for your residence. So you want to
Yeah,
add
can
on
I
this?
answer this? Yes,
Yeah,
just
please.
this particular questions, I just want to mention is that the current setting is that master degree, you get 5 points, and then you need to work 1 year in a skill employment. But your question is about median wage. In the new setting, say in August, what happened is that you only need to meet the median wage at the time when you apply. Not sorry, at the time that your initial work visa. When you come to applying, you just need to maintain that median wage. You don't have to meet another median wage, which is currently required, but that will be a new policy. So wait for the policy to be released, then we have more clarity on that.
Great. I have done Bachelor in Arts majors in political science and population studies, in which courses I can enroll in master's degree. I mean, there are many options here. What my again suggestion is that please share your CV and details. When currently there are 5,500 qualifications in New Zealand, and in arts area only. I mean, depend if you're working in different stream, if you have a different background and major, we need to see your complete profile. Please don't choose courses on your qualification only. Please don't choose courses on your current experience only. It'll be a great mix and match we need to go in. We also need to see that if you're married and your spouse is also able to do some study, we just need to see who is the right option and right fit. So please don't choose. And my suggestion will be send CV to us. It'll be helpful. 64.45% Bachelor of Arts in arts can apply for New Zealand. Yes, you can apply. There are multiple options for this. Now, lovely. I think we have covered all the answers. Anything else? Soon we have not covered.
No, I think very important, like Brother say, you need to send us your CV so that we can and your spouse CV as well. So can give you a more comprehensive assessment who will be the better person to do it and who will be a better person to come here and work instead of studying. So that will, if you send us your CV, then we can give you and discuss with you more options and just tell us what your preference, what your background is very important. Sometimes it's not just about qualification, you also about your backgrounds. Okay, send us your CV.
Great. Thank you very much, Sun.